It's really good to see you guys again. To this video, I want to go over receiving any negative feedback or any negative comments on any platform that you're selling your products or you're selling your services. I know that getting a review or getting a comment from somebody that you perform a service or you deliver a product is really important for your business, especially nowadays. It's starting to feel a lot like that Black Mirror episode where people are rating each other, and depending on your rating, you can't do certain things. It's starting to feel a lot like that now. I'm just going to go over 3 ways you can handle the negative comment or the negative review on your product or service. Just what you can do on your side, because there's things you can't control. So I'm just going to go over what you can control. Welcome to SimpleChew. I'm your host, Hank. And the first way that you can handle a negative review or a bad comment is communication with the client or customer. Some of these customers or clients are really emotional when they're writing their review. They're really angry with something. And sometimes it doesn't have to do anything with you or the product or the service. It's something to do in their life, but you want to find out. You want to reach out. I think in the past, I was doing that mistake where I wasn't reaching out. I just took it in the chin and then kept moving, thinking that, it was whatever. It was a one thing issue, but if it keeps coming back and back and back, it could be something in your side. But you want to communicate with your client and customer to see what was wrong, what was the problem. Was it the item? There was something wrong? Was the description on your listing was wrong? Let's say if you're putting something on eBay or Amazon or Etsy, you're not describing the item really well, and the customer is not expecting the item. So you wrote something different than what they expected. So you want to communicate that with them and to find out if that's really what it was. If it is just like an emotional thing where the customer was just, they wasn't feeling the product after a while, was an impulse buy, and now they're just trying to write a bad review or whatever. Or they found out something personal about you and they just want to bash the product or service. The second way that I deal with any bad reviews or comments is I check and analyze the product or the service that I was providing that received a bad comment or review. I want to know all the ins and outs of what happened, who did it happen to, or location that it happened to, where that I'm sending the product, who am I dealing with, communicate as the first one with the customer or client, and I just want to learn everything about the product. I want to know if it was apparel or if it was electronics, if it was playing cards. I want to know everything that was the product about. Then after that, I want to analyze all the descriptions that I put on my listing. I want to make sure that I was being really thorough and I was explaining to the customer or the future customer that was going to buy my product, he knew everything, the ins and outs of the product and the service, just to cover your bases. You want to learn from mistakes. That's the whole reason that you're doing all this analysis on this product that received a bad review, because if you're getting good reviews on other products, you're not gonna if it's not broken, you're not gonna fix it. But you receive a bad review on this, you want to know what happened. I do a lot of pre-orders. So I put a lot of pre-orders on eBay where, the customer has to wait that I get the product first, because it has bought something that was really hype and it's going to take a couple of days or weeks for the company to send it to me. Then I'm going to send it to them. So it's almost like a drop ship kind of situation at the same time. So I get a lot of trouble with those because in the beginning, because I wasn't being really specific with the customer. On my description, I wasn't being really specific. And then the customer felt like I wasn't really clear. It was deceiving in some way. So I received a lot of negative reviews and comments about things that I was pre-order. You have to realize things that I had at hand and the people bought. I sent them quickly, no issues there. Everything was fine. Just positive comments after that. But I find out that everything that has to do with pre-orders, I was getting a lot of negative comments. If the third way to handle it is to find out if the product or service is worth your time and to keep providing that service or keep selling that product if it's costing you too much problems and customers are not happy with it. Sometimes you have to remove that product because people are not really happy with it. It's inferior. You find out once you received it that it wasn't what it was. So let's say you bought an electronic thing and it was breaking in 2 months when it was supposed to last a couple of years or something like that. Sometimes you have to call it quits on some products because it's not up to par with the customers, or you have to rewrite your descriptions and tell the customer that this item is more like disposable, something that won't use, and then you have to throw it away or something. So you have to learn from the mistakes, and sometimes learning from those mistakes is to remove the product or the service because it's not working for you. It's not something that is bringing a lot of money at the end of the day. At the same time, but it's bringing a lot of stress and a lot of negative reviews, which it lowers your chances of selling to other customers because people read all this reviews and comments and to be on top of it. You wanna have the 5 stars, and you just want to be the best of the best on whatever you're doing. But sometimes you have to call it quits. One example for me is I was selling a lot of Bowflex equipment, and one lady was really upset with me because even though I put it on the description that it was going to take about 10 weeks to ship because back order, and even my warehouse is back order, so I didn't have it on hand, and I wrote that in my listing really specifically on the description everywhere that the client could read, or I was expecting them to read. I put it that it was going to take 10 weeks. This lady bought it from me, and as soon as she bought it, I reached out because a lot of people who are buying this equipment actually ask me questions before buying, but this person didn't even ask any questions. She's bought it straight up, and I was really suspicious. I didn't think that she'd read the description, and that was fine. So learning from the first step where you have to communicate, I communicated with her. I sent her a message saying that you understand it's gonna take 10 weeks. She came back and she's like, I saw her and I could see in her words that something was off, because she's like, oh, can you send me an estimated shipment? And I told her that I can't provide that because it's gonna take 10 weeks just to get everything moving, so I couldn't promise her a shipment. And then she sent me another message where she wanted a refund because she felt like I had it on hand even though she never read the description. And then I refunded her immediately because it does business. Then she wrote a negative review on my page, and it's like, it is what it is at the end of the day. So you can it's the game you're playing, and you get to a place where positive comments are a lot. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, hit the like button. Also subscribe, as I've been doing accounting for the past 10 years. Also been running a resale business for the past 6 years. And if you want more content like this, I suggest you to subscribe, and I'll see you to the next time. And always remember to keep it simple.